What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and this is a very bizarre story, a dark turn, as new body cam footage reveals a stop that just didn't end right. The man was pulled over for driving suspiciously when he randomly, when he was removed from the car, he just asserted that he had 3 kids in the trunk. Literally what? And I cannot find like any major news company covering this, any major stories. Is this normal? You just drive around with kids in your trunk? I guess in liberal Denver, this isn't a big deal, but where I'm at, this feels like a pretty big story. And we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, if you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out. And Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for. Now, I dug deep for any kind of context. What I have is a 53-second body cam footage, and literally, I mean, I don't know. The police officer itself said, this is one of the most dangerous cases I've ever seen. The children were in the trunk without seats, belts, or ventilation. It's a miracle that nothing worse happened. This is no longer just a violation. It's a criminal negligence case. I hope the maximum punishment awaits them. That's what Officer Kessler from Westminster PD said. Here's the video. By the way, that's Officer Kessler. This is the arresting officer.
I'm Officer Kessler of the Westminster Police Department. Any idea why I'm stopping you today?
Because I was acting like an idiot.
Okay. So far, yeah. I also think it's weird they blurred his face out, but maybe that's because this just happened and there needs to be some sort of something. I don't know.
Yeah, huge in that parking lot. You're lucky you didn't hit somebody. Are you sure you haven't drank any alcohol? Because I got a smell of alcohol coming.
Look, I back the blue. I back police. But this is one of the oldest tricks in the book by cops. One of the oldest tricks in the book. Oh, I smell alcohol. No, you don't. This is why, like, even though I stand with a lot of these like lawyers who are like, crack your window the smallest amount and just say like, here's my lawyer's number. I refuse to answer questions, because like they will trap you. Now, maybe he did reek of alcohol and that'll come out, but I've been pulled over a couple times where I was not drinking and they tried that ish on me. They're like, it smells like, have you been drinking tonight? It was like, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock. I mean, it's possible I would have been, but I wasn't. And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, but I'm getting a strong odor. No, you're not. And then they're just like, okay. Like they just asked to see if you like get nervous or lie.
Coming from the vehicle right now.
Oh, sir. It's my,
Your Zins? So Zins are supposed to, they smell like alcohol or?
Okay.
Okay, that's interesting. Would you be willing to do some voluntary roadside maneuvers today?
Say no. Say no.
yes, sir.
All right, give me a second. You don't want to complete these?
Okay, smart. All right. Again, this guy's obviously a piece of garbage. I'm not trying to give him advice, but I'm trying to give like general advice. Don't do a field sobriety test. You don't need to, and it's going to end badly. It's up to their interpretation of whether or not you're drunk. Just say, I want a blood test. Anyway, sorry. I can't help but try to give advice to people because I've seen a lot of people get jammed up before.
All right, go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
They're going to arrest you if you refuse them, by the way. That's going to happen.
3 kids hiding in the trunk.
Yes.
What?
What are you guys doing?
Okay. Well, now
Who's laughing?
go ahead and step over here.
Good.
You didn't think that would have been a good idea to say something before? I'm Officer Ke-
What? I have no idea what in the hell. I'm trying to give like the benefit of the doubt as somebody who has a long and illustrious career, young, in my past of definitely getting hammed and making some bad decisions. Maybe the dad said, "Why don't you guys all get in the trunk and I'll do some, I'll do some donuts." I don't know why he had a bottle of liquor in the car. Apparently, you have front seat and both back seats. Why in the hell were they in the trunk? Why were they in the trunk at all? I don't even understand it. Was he trafficking them? What is going on here? This is why, like, I always, when people talk about, oh, it's just a this, that, or the other call, you never know. You never know whose kids are they. Thank God for body cams. But what's interesting here, so I don't know. If you're going to go drive drunk, at least have the decency to have the kids in the cabin with bonus points for seatbelts, or, leave them at home, or don't do it at all. Beyond the DUI itself, I mean, absolutely wildly irresponsible, but it gets worse. Authorities in Colorado say the man arrested for driving under the influence admitted to driving with his 3 kids in the trunk. They shared the body cam footage. Police and officers spotted the vehicle driving recklessly, initiated a stop. Upon contacting the driver, who is not immediately identified, officers said they smelled alcohol from the vehicle. Well, we saw the body cam footage for that. The driver denied having alcohol and initially agreed to perform a field sobriety test. However, the officers then said he declined the test and was placed under arrest. We saw all that on the video. After placing him in handcuffs, Westminster officers said the man told him that his kids were in the trunk of the car. Quote, "You have 3 kids in the trunk?" The officer could be heard asking. Officers then opened the trunk and found the kids inside. According to police, there were several bottles of alcohol also in the car. The driver was taken to Adams County Jail on charges including driver under the influence, reckless driving, and child endangerment. Child Protective Services was contacted, and the children were all released to another family member. But, like, why is there no update on this? Like, what is... I can find no update. Is this a longer video? I'm trying to see if we have a longer
For
video
the Westminster Police Department. Any idea why I'm stopping you today?
No.
Because I was acting like an idiot.
No, that's it. So here's Westminster PD. It says, dude has more trunk space than my car. I thought he meant little kids in the trunk. Those are big kids. I think protecting the kids in this case is important. Yes. But why were the kids in the trunk? That nobody seems to be able here. Recently, they stopped. They performed after placing them in handcuffs. So kids. What? Why were they in the trunk? Like, and nobody was like, you know what? I was, whipping shitties in the parking lot, and I thought it'd be fun. Why the hell were they in the trunk? And they were like not toddlers. Why is this not like? Maybe there's a reasonable like excuse for this, like, oh, I thought it'd be funny to whatever. But like, this is not acting like an idiot. This is like a crazy person. What in the hell? What? I mean, if we go to like, these were like, I see if I can see how, like, I don't know how. Let's look at the kids here. Look at that kid's like probably in high school or middle school.
You didn't think that would have been a good idea?
Yeah, the one kid looks like a middle schooler at least.
Good.
And there's 2 more kids in there? I have no idea what happened here. I'm looking if you have any update on this, or if you're from the local area, let me know in the comment section down below. But basically everyone's just saying, oh yeah, they were arrested, and you know, he had 3 kids in the trunk. Not why were they in the trunk? What was he doing? Were they put there against their will? You know, I have no idea. Like, we have no idea how this story ends. I will give you an update if we find anything. I'll post a pinned comment in the video. But this is crazy. I hope you're informed by this video, or were entertained, or I guess enjoyed it. If you were, please do leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.